morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my corner. My name is Kamishara. That's me. This is my corner, and I will be making some more Seamoss soap today. Lavender Seamoss soap. So, let's get started. So, we're going to measure out the Seamoss. I usually do a water discount, or in this case, I'll be doing a Seamoss discount. If I can get the bottle open, that would be good. Okay, I'll try the other one because that one's not opening. I'll clean it off first and then give it a little shake. Bang the bottom a little bit. Hopefully it will open because I couldn't get the other jar open. Aha, there it goes. Nope, I'm still trying. I had these sitting in my window and the cold created a kind of suction. All right, so at least I know it's fresh. Measuring out my Seamoss. When you're making soap, everything must be measured out by weight. Just put that away. I'll use that another time. And I'm gonna put that aside and measure out my oils. So we're gonna start with my soft oils. I'm going to add a little bit more. That bottle is finished. I had to get another bottle. So you just want to make sure you have the correct amount of all of the different ingredients that you are adding. So here we are making a 3 oil soap. 1 soft oil, 2 hard oils. Now I'm adding one of the hard oils, which is a coconut. And my formula was created beforehand. So I already know exactly how much I should be adding. Now I'm going to be adding some shea butter. Get that just about right. Once all of that is added into my bowl, just gonna give it a nice little mix and break up all the hard butters. You could melt it in a double boiler or give it a very quick zip, like 30-second bursts in the microwave, but I prefer to just leave it the way it is and just give it a zap with the stick blender. I showed you my glasses because I'm suiting up for safety, putting on my gloves. Got to protect your eyes and your arms and hands because we're going to get ready to deal with some lye. So here I'm going to measure out the lye pellets. It usually comes in either a flake form or little beads, which is what I have here. It's teeny little beads. Make sure you measure everything out. I usually use grams because grams tend to be a little bit more precise, but you can measure it out in ounces and pounds, but I use grams. So everything is measured. Now all I'm going to do is add my lye to my water or whatever liquid that you're using. For me today, that would be the Seamoss. You always add the lye to the liquid, not the liquid to the lye. Make sure all of the lye is well melted. and you add it bit by bit. When you add it little at a time, it just helps there to not be too much fumes. But always make sure you're working in a well-ventilated area. You could be working in front of a window like I am, and you could have the fan running. I don't have the fan running today, but the ventilation was enough that I didn't need the fan. But if you feel you need one, you could use a fan, and you could always wear a mask. Okay, so now I'm ready to break up my oils. Again, I'm not going to melt it ahead of time. I'm just going to use the stick blender, and I'm going to break up the different hard oils so that the hard oils and the soft oils are well incorporated. And you don't have to do it this way. You could melt down all of the oils, and you could work with your oils and your lye at a similar temperature, which I don't do, and I never really have problems. Of course, until I decided to get my essential oils from another company. So I'm not sure if it's the essential oils or if it's the concentration of the sea moss that I'm using. Okay, here's Alkenet root powder, because this is my sea moss with lavender, Alkenet root powder, and oatmeal. Add a tablespoon of the Alkenet root powder, which helps with sensitive skin and itching. The oatmeal helps to give it a nice exfoliation. It's also very gentle on the skin. It's soothing. And here you're going to see me add the essential oils before I add my lye water, because this soap, as you're going to see, will move quickly. So I want to make sure that everything is incorporated really well before I put the lye in it. So I'm going to blend it and incorporate it. So once the lye goes in, I'll just have to mix it with the lye, and it's going to move really fast. So as I was saying before, I'm not sure if it's because of the difference in the companies that I'm getting my essential oils from, because I have been using one company and then I started getting it from another place because I've been having a lot of issues with my suppliers. I try to get everything pretty much from the same suppliers, but I think I may have to go back, because the last soap that I made, it got really hard really quick, and I had to add water, put it in a crock pot, and heat it up to get it to go into the mold. It literally seized in the bowl. So if you didn't get a chance to watch me making the lemongrass soap, please go watch me make that. So here I'm doing something different because I'm expecting it to move fast. So I'm blending everything together, which is what I always do when I'm making soaps with no designs. I put everything in together first, and then I'll add the lye last. So all I'm doing is mixing the lye in, and I'm putting it straight into the mold. So I'm getting everything together. I got my mold on the table. I'm getting everything all ready. Make sure I have a spatula to mix with. Now I'm going to add the lye, and I want you to look closely because you're going to see how quickly it moves. And when I was using the other fragrances, it's not a fragrance, it's an essential oil. But when I was using the essential oil from the other supplier, it did not move this quickly. I want you to see how quickly this moves. And it doesn't normally do that. So, and I'm not even blending. I'm just mixing. And I'm going to zap it like maybe 2 times. Zap, 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 and okay. And then I'm back to mixing. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see the Alkenet root turns a really, really beautiful blue. I love the color of the Alkenet root in this soap. But you see it's thickening up already, and I have barely zapped it, maybe 5 seconds at most with the stick blender, and you can see it's hardening up. So I'm doing my best to move quickly, cleaning off the blender, and I want to keep stirring it to make sure it's well incorporated. The lye and the oils are well incorporated. I don't want it to seize and that it's not really well incorporated. So it's moving really fast. but it is allowing me the time to mix, to make sure everything is mixed well. Well, the lye water is mixed well. All the other ingredients were mixed well ahead of time. And I literally just zapped it with the stick blender about 5 seconds. It really wasn't any time at all. So I'm gonna switch from the spatula and I'm gonna go to a wire wick for a little bit just to make sure. I want to give it a little bit more of a vigorous mix, but I don't want to create any splashing. I don't know if you saw, but a little bit of the soap batter splashed out of the bowl and into another container. I'm not sure you can see it on here, but that happens. So you're going to see me switch because I want to get a good vigorous whisk mixing. So I'm going to switch from the spatula to the whisk. Now here I'm getting the whisk in my attempt to get it really, really mixed well, but I'm realizing it's really thick and I'm like, okay, I think I need to just focus on getting this into the mold. I'm feeling confident that it will not re-separate as it's going through the sponification process. So I'm just going to mix a little bit more and then I'm going to put it in the mold. I'm done. Now let's get in the mold to make sure that we don't have any very hard soap that's going to escape me getting it in. Okay, just scraping the last bits of the soap out of the bowl and getting it into my mold. I'm sorry guys, I'm left-handed, so I need to scrape with my left hand and the bowl is in the way. I know, I apologize. All right, but I'm done with that. And now you can see me, I'm gonna take the soap loaf off to the side after I finish scraping the last bits. And I'm gonna bang it down just to try to make sure that there aren't any holes because this is a very thick batter. And when you pour soap with a batter this thick, it can get holes in it. So if you're making soap and that happens, just make sure you really give it a good bang on something hard. It allows any bubbles to come up to the surface and the soap can be banged down to fill in any cavities that might have been made because the soap batter is so thick. Now I'm going to attempt to give this soap the look that I like to give it. The same look, which I usually drag the soap all to one side and then add a little bit of design for some personality, but this is so thick I don't know how well that's going to do, but I'm going to attempt to do it anyway. And I'm going to do it really fast, so it's going to happen in fast motion. Sped it up because it took me some time and I didn't want you to be watching too much because that's not too exciting, but I'm trying to get it all to one side. I usually do these grooves and it's somewhat happening but not really happening, but I'm continuing to attempt to get that design as best as I possibly can. And well, this is it, as best as I can. Now once I get that top designed fairly decent, I'm going to add a little bit of the Kaleido oatmeal, a little bit more, to create a little bit more personality with the soap. Just going to go over that one more time really quickly. And okay, we're done. Now we're adding the crushed oatmeal to the top, to the one side that's raised, and give it a little personality. And that pretty much is it, guys. This is the soap. If you're interested in getting it, you can click on the description. My Etsy shop's in the description down below. You can click on there and you can make purchase of anything. Don't forget to click that subscribe button It's quick, it's easy, and it's free, and it really helps me out and you. Also, don't forget to, if you like, to leave a comment down below. Click the like button. Doesn't take too much time to do that. And if you have anything you want to say, leave a comment. Like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, and don't forget to click the notifications button. So the next time I upload a video, you'll be sure to be notified. I appreciate you stopping by my corner and watching. And thank you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.